let's talk about the ag exemption, right? So I came from California where, you forget it, like you're not going to have, cows and chickens and, horses or anything like that in the city where I was living. And in Dallas, I live in a zero lot line, so not an ag exemption. But as I venture out into other parts of Texas, there's a lot of land, and you can get certain tax breaks when it comes to having agriculture and having a large, a decent sized part of land. So if someone wants to take advantage of that, first of all, what is the ag exemption? What do you need for it, and how does that benefit?
It varies by county. So we'll go for Smith County. So in Smith County, if you are buying a property that already has an ag exemption, you can transfer that without having to lose it and then apply for it again. The way that they do it in Smith County, they'll take your home and 1 acre and separate it from the rest of your land, and then depending on what your exemption is for, whether it be timber, cows, goats, chickens, you'd have to have a lot of chickens. I mean, it's not like 5 chickens. This is like a house of chickens. So if you've got cows, horses, things like that, livestock, then they'll count the number. If you could, you can use it for hay. You can use it for pecan trees in the state of Texas. And so they'll take what your exemption is and they'll apply it to the land separate from the land with your house. So you'll pay taxes, property taxes on your house, and the rest of your land will be exempted. Now, it's not that you pay zero, because you still pay. It's just not at a homestead tax price.
Got it. No, that's a great explanation, and that's why they buy that acreage, so that the home part, that's just regular property taxes, just like everybody else, but they get that extra special tax incentive to build out whatever they want, right, as long as that qualifies. Yes. So that's something you talk to your tax professional.
Right, and the county, because if you decided you were going to do bees, so you don't have to have 10 acres for bees, you can have 8 acres for bees, but you have to have a certain number of bee boxes, and you have to raise these bees for at least 3 years before you're given the exemption. And so you have to prove all of your numbers of boxes and all of the bees that you're, raising and things like that. And so the county and your county extension agent are going to be big key players in that, in helping you to make sure that you navigate that correctly and that you don't, make a misstep somewhere.